Good morning and welcome. We are delighted that you have decided to join us today for our Sunday morning celebration service right here at Unity of Citrus County. We invite you to get settled in. Our service is about to begin in just a few moments. It is our sincere prayer that the music, the meditation, and the message will uplift you and inspire you to become the light of the world that you have come here to be. We invite you to come and visit us in person. We would love to meet you. And we invite you to also visit our website at www.unityofcitrus.org. Have a blessed day.
This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. Letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go, letting the power of your presence show the way, letting it in, letting you know, I'm letting you lead, that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. This soul is a witness to my holy purpose, to all that I'm born to be. This soul is a witness to my holy purpose, to all that I'm born to be. Letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go, letting the power of your presence show the way, letting it in, letting you know, letting you lead, that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, all that I've come to be. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. For all my life. La, 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 la.
Welcome, 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 welcome to this very, very special service. This celebrating us. Jubilee Sunday. And this is my Jubilee hat. And no, it's not from the Red Hat Society. Well, although it is, but it was borrowed. But it represents the power of life that has moved through us all this time until this moment. So if you're here for the very first time, are you visiting for the first time? Wonderful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So if you have come in a very special Sunday, because you're going to have the opportunity to find out how we came to be, how we became a community. So we are celebrating the collective we, those that came before us, those that are here now, and those that will come to help build this unity of citrus, which is the house that was built by love and with love. And so I am excited that all of you are here. And before we begin the service, I'm going to ask you to turn to each other and say hello and blessings and greet each other. And I'm going to take off my hat. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now turn around and say hello to our virtual family that is watching by YouTube. Welcome, YouTube and Facebook family. We love you and bless you. We're so glad you're joining us today. So, like I said, it is a really special Sunday, and there's a lot that's going to be happening today. So it's going to not be your normal little kind of way, and I'm probably going to be exhausted in about an hour because I can't sit. I've been so energized today. But I am excited to see you. I'm excited that we have arrived here. Unity of Citrus is truly a positive path for spiritual living. It's not a religion. Has no dogma and no doctrines, you know that. But in this place, we love you and we support you in your spiritual journey. That is our mission, to create a loving and healing and accepting community for everyone. No one is ever left out. Those doors are open for everyone, and when you walk through those doors, you are loved and you are accepted just the way you are. So I am grateful that we are that, and that we've created that, and yes. So I'm going to invite us to take a deep breath and begin to set the intention for this wonderful celebration that will continue past the service today. So let's just get our hearts and our mind in alignment as we welcome this beautiful day, the day the Lord has made, just for you. And what you make of it is up to you. And so today I invite you to allow your thoughts to be filled with gratitude and with love and appreciation, and let go of anything else. The world has a lot of chaos going on right now, but within you there is a peace that surpasses all understanding. It is the peace of the Spirit that resides within your body temple, that is you, the truth of you, that moves in and through you, expressing as the love and the peace that the world so much needs. So we are so grateful for this awareness that there is one power and one presence, always present in our lives, no matter where we are. And that we can move with ease and grace no matter what is confronting us. That every day we can wake up with the attitude of celebration, of knowing that this day is glorious and there's infinite possibilities that await us. So we thank you, God, for this awareness. We thank you, God, for this place where we can congregate. We thank you for every person that has worked during the week to make this event possible, to the AV team, to our ushers, to our hospitality staff, to our office staff, so many. Thank you for sending and bringing into this community hearts that will continue to build the house that's built with love, the beloved community. So thank you, God. We are ready to open our hearts and open our minds and receive. And so it is. And namaste. The light in me honors and salutes that beautiful, brilliant light that is in you, the perfect, beautiful light. So let us say the affirmation of oneness together with me. There is one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God the good, all-powerful, all-knowing, everywhere present, right here, right now, God. Namaste. I'm going to read us a beautiful poem from the Daily Word Book.
Good morning, everybody. I tell you, it is just wonderful to see everybody's face today. Okay, can you hear me better? Did you hear me the first time? Okay. Today's daily word, it says, keep love growing. Keep love growing, cultivate with care, and a little tenderness and plenty of fresh air. Keep life simple. You reap just what you sow, so spread those seeds of love and watch them grow. Keeping love growing, it isn't hard to do. Just remove those weeds of fear and watch what the love shine through. Stay lighthearted. You reap just what you sow. So spread those seeds of love and watch them grow. Thank you.
And is a real listening of this song. That's your meditation today, because you're always blessed. You are the blessed one, the one that has come here at such a time to join hands with each other to do a mighty thing on this planet. So close your eyes. I invite you to gently close your eyes if that feels okay with you. And just listen to these words. These words of the song are your meditation today. Blessed always.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Rest in God and say amen.
You are blessed always. You can always rest in God. And let your joy be a triumphant joy in knowing this truth, that you are live and move and have your being in God, and that you're always blessed. So I invite you to come back into the room, take a deep breath, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Blessed always. Sweet, gentle reminder. So, boy, I've been doing a lot of research about us. How many of you really know the history of our origins, how we came to be? There's a few of you in there. You're going to check me out, make sure I'm saying the right thing. Well, for those of you that do not know, believe it or not, this Unity of Citrus began as a small home group led by a woman who heard the call that Unity County, the Citrus County, needed a Unity church. And she responded to that call, and she desired to find a minister that would sponsor that church here. And her name was Sandra Muser. Is that correct? Sandra, I pronounce names all wrong, but anyway. But it was her, that one woman. You see what the power one person who answers a call can do? And so she went on a search to find a minister that would pioneer this church, and she couldn't find one, none at all. And finally, a minister in Ocala named Reverend Scott Thornton decided, well, I will sponsor the church, but you'll have to do all the work. Oh, gosh, doesn't that sound familiar sometimes? But you know, she enthusiastically agreed. She said, yes, I'll do it, yes. And in August of 1991, this woman, Sandra, put out an ad in the newspaper to gather in her home to start the study group. And she got 10 people that responded. And on September 1st, she had a very first service right in her home. A gathering of 6 people came in her home. And she had a vision that this was going to grow. So she wasn't satisfied with just meeting at home. The following week, you know where they met? They decided that they would go to rent a space by the Brown's Funeral Home in Crystal River. And they began to do the work, this small group, this little group. They formed a steering committee, and they opened up a bank account, and they were ready to go. And 9 months later, in 1992, they moved again to a storefront at Eagle Plaza in Homosassa Springs. And boy, they worked and worked and worked, because that place needed to be converted so that it could be suitable enough to have a service. And believe it or not, a bookstore. Because remember, they started like a little study group. So they had the bookstore, and they had this, can you feel the energy of those people before us? How excited they must have been, patching holes on the walls and painting and building walls. It was an exciting time. And the following year, in 1993, they welcomed their very first minister. Who was it? Do you remember? Betty White, yes, you got it, ding, ding, ding. Betty White was their first minister. They moved from that, and then eventually in time, they grew again. And they had to move from that little place that they had in Eagle Plaza to, I believe they moved to a storefront, to the Knights of Columbus. Not to a storefront, they moved from the storefront to the Knights of Columbus in Homosassa. And there, oh my goodness, it started another explosion. There was where our beloved, you remember her, oh my goodness, Mary Miller. She started to attend there. And she said this in her memoir. She says that, remembering Unity Church that she wrote, I remember Sandra Muser, the founder of the group, and Gloria Horning at the keyboard. How many of you remember that? Anyway, the group had a potluck dinner after the service, and everyone gathered around me and begged me to join them for dinner. How could I say no? There were 18 people there, she reported. And that under Sandra's leadership, they moved to an even larger storefront church in Hernando. What was the name of that place? Where was it located? White Lake. Yes, it was located in White Lake. Mary was one of the many volunteers that went there to fix that place, that needed fixing. And they even actually put a big sign outside their front door, the Unity sign. They were moving and progressing. Their vision was growing. They were energized. They started with 6. And boy, it was growing. They had to keep moving. And Mary says that on the third week of October, they had their first service right there at the place that they had just gathered, there's the Knights of Columbus Hall, yes. And Mary says that 20 people attended. I love that she kept a record. It's so important to keep a record of our history, isn't it? Because I was able to go back and research and find out so much more than I did not know. And so Mary said that what she noticed with those 20 people that were there, those few gatherers that went from 6 to 10 to 18 and now 20, she said what I noticed then was a group of spiritual people who were dedicated to truth, who wanted the unity message to spread, the group to grow, and who were happy for every new person that attended. And you know, that has never changed. That has never changed in all the years. It started back then 32 years ago in Sandra's home. And that same dedicated spiritual people that are dedicated to truth, who want the unity message to spread, and who welcome everyone unconditionally, that has not changed. That's the beauty of Unity of Citrus. And then in March of the following year, 1995, Barbara Hill, Mary's cousin, and Mary herself decided to become members of the church. And from what I hear, Barbara was an exquisite musician. And that is what we want to manifest here, an exquisite musician. And at that same joining of the church, that time that Mary Miller joined and Barbara Hill joined, Lori Clark joined here. And I'm sorry she's not here today, but God, Lori is one of the pillars because she designed this church. It was her that designed it. It was her company. And we want to honor her. You know, that's what celebration means. To celebrate is to honor. And that's what we're doing today. To honor these pioneers that came before us and those that are still putting their hands to labor to continue the vision and the mission. Lori was an amazing part of this whole community. And then a few months later, Gail Rice joined, and she became the song director. And I heard that those two were the dynamic duo, right? They were amazing. And because of their love and their energy, they kept attracting people to come. And now that little group that started out with 6 had now become 35 and 40. They were growing. And then in April of 1995, Sandra moved back to Texas to take care of her mother. And she appointed our very own Darlene Morris to be the administrator. Woo, Darlene! And she was serving as the treasurer. But I tell you, if you know Darlene, you know that she is this amazing spirit-filled woman, faithfully devoted to her spiritual practice so that she can shine her light wherever she is. And so I want Darlene to please stand. We want to honor you. Woohoo, Darlene! Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know, Darlene, you know, she's a no-nonsense person. We got to get to work. And so she arranged for the church to be incorporated as a 501c3 corporation. And she, and the steering committee, which is what we call now the Board of Trustees, following the Association of Unity Churches guidelines, developed a set of bylaws. And then they organized so that licensed teachers and retired ministers can come and give the Sunday message. And they grew and they prospered. And they prospered because they knew that God was their source. And they served with joy and they served with love. There was such a communion in that group. And so they grew. They had to move again. They moved a lot, right? But this time they grew and they prospered and they purchased a building rather than actually, and that's the White Lake building. I'm sorry, I went ahead of myself. Instead of renting, they purchased this building, and that was the one that was at White Lake Drive in Inverness. And I understand, Darlene, this is right, that no bank wanted to give us a mortgage. No bank wanted to entertain us at all, you know. The only bank that did that, who actually kind of entertained us a little bit, was Capital City Bank. And we still do work with them. They are still our main bank here. And they needed to raise $135,000 among those little group of people, 35 to 40 people. And they got together and they talked about it and they said, you know, let's do it. We can do this. Because again, they remember that it's not we don't go by the realm of appearance. We go by a greater truth that God is the source. And in 1 week, they raised $45,000. Pledges were made, and boy, they were ready now. They knew that there was this divine energy behind this decision to purchase this building. And they gave with an awareness that God would never fail them, that the source was unfailing, unlimited source of their supply. And the building was purchased. And Unity had a new home with a seating of a capacity of 80. And a fellowship hall. They added now. Now they had a fellowship hall, and now they have a bookstore. And in October of 1995, they kept growing and growing and growing. And in July of 99, Reverend Tina Dixon became a temporary part-time minister. How many remember Tina? Yes, remember Tina. She's quite a hoot. And so she and her husband, Dick, were the ones that found this tract of land upon which this building stands. They were the ones that found it. And they saw it as the highest point in Citrus County. Is that correct? That it was the high point of Citrus County. So Unity has been meant to be a beacon of light here in this county. We stand on the highest point. And so now we have this property. And as Martha Creek says, that a successful community that plays together and prays together and eats together and celebrates together is a very healthy and thriving community. And that's the thread that we saw beginning with Sandra, all the way down to where we are at today. So we found some pictures for you to share with you, the experience and the journey, starting from Unity of Citrus, the celebrating us the history of Unity from 1994 to 2022. I've given you the preview before. And in November of 1998 through 1998-26, they grew and they grew and they grew and they grew. Among there, I see pictures of some of you. I see Annie Bumgarner in there. I'm going to have to stand real close to be able to see it. Let me get real close up here. So here is, oh my God, there is Peggy Wilford. Here's Peggy Wilford. And here is, oh my goodness, I can't even see them that close. We do need binoculars. But you know, these pictures we're going to put in next week so you can see them bigger. They'll be in the lobby and you'll get to see them as you come in. But I know Annie is in here somewhere because I did see her. But this was an amazing group. There you are, Annie. I found you. There you are. So many people. Ed Dodge. I mean, these are amazing, amazing people upon whose shoulders we stand. And we honor them. We honor that journey that they took on our behalf. Those pictures will be in the lobby next week, so as you come in, you can examine them a lot closer. And some of the congregants that you will recognize, see if you can recognize some of these congregants. There's Drusella. Here's Ed Dodge, a pillar of this community. There is Mary Miller, Gail Rice. There's Drusella. Remember Drusella? Yeah, there's Drusella. And guess who's over there in the corner, the second picture down? That's Darlene. She doesn't change. I want to know what vitamins she's taking. But anyway, but yeah, these are the beginnings. And here is a minister. This is Lori Gist. You know, a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful minister for this community. Joyful, full of love, full of vision. And then we had a picnic. Because remember, we played together. Playing is such an important part of a thriving community. And at this picnic, it was in 2001, they went to Johannes Nordman's home. And I couldn't recognize too many, but these will be available for you to see if you want the PowerPoint. And then in December 18, 2002, there was a groundbreaking ceremony here. It was powerful. Here is Lori Clark. There is, I believe this is Ed Dodge. And there is Lori Gist. And that was the minister that was serving at the time. I'll show you her name in a moment. But they all gathered together. They were ready to break ground. That must have been such a sacred. How many of you were there that day? Was there anybody here that was there that day? Judy! Oh, Judy, can we acknowledge you? Can you stand, honey? No, we'll just don't stand. We love you. We bless you, Judy. Ooh. Yeah, Judy that must have been so exhilarating, Judy. Can you tell us a little bit how that felt to be on the grounds where we're going to build this church?
Well, it's unbelievable because before this happened, one of the neighbors came up and said, "We're not going to allow you to build your church here." So that was a great day.
It was a great day. I'm going to say it so the people in YouTube can hear it. Judy said it was a great day. She said that day the people had told them that they would not be building a church here. Is that correct? And they came with their shovels and they built their church. It was a great day. Let me see now. Why am I clicking? Here we go. And there we are. They blessed the sacred grounds upon which this building stands. It brings me chills thinking about that. I see Drusella. I see Mary Miller. You see Mary Miller right next to Drusella? Right here. There's Mary Miller. I think is that Betty? I can't tell. But anyway, and Lori Clark again. Lori Clark, who designed, and if you don't know, she designed this building to look like wings. That's what they look like. When you come in, this is the wings. There's one in here, one over there. It's just a beautiful design. Someone who came to visit us and was a guest speaker here was amazed by the design of this building and wanted to know he could borrow the plans. But anyway, we moved forward. And then construction began. Judy, you must remember these days, right? Oh, the construction. Oh, how exciting. As they would see pouring of the foundation and the building of the walls and putting on the roof. And it was almost there. It was almost there. If it were me, I would probably be visiting every single day just to see. And I bet you some of them did. I bet you they did. And then the church was finished. There it is, a brand new, beautiful church on this beautiful campus that we love with all our heart and that we have welcomed many souls that have come here. Our beloved community, housed not in the building, but in ourselves. We are the church. And we're blessed to congregate in this beautiful building that was built with so much love. And we had several ministers here. But you couldn't find a picture of Sandra. But we had Reverend Tina, who was the one who actually found the tract of land. And then we had Reverend Gillespie. And this is Linda Harbin. She was the one that was with the groundbreaking crew who was leading, I believe, in White Lake. Is that correct? Yes, she was leading in White Lake. And then we had Lori Gist. and we had Marcia, and then you had me. And it is an honor and a privilege to serve this community, and I'm so very aware that I am just stepping into the footsteps of great leaders that came and led the way. And Marcia was the last minister that was here. She remains a dear friend and a support to me and loves this community unconditionally. She continues to serve, and she did some amazing things here. And one of them was bringing the monks. Remember that? Gosh, I've been trying for years to get him here. Let's see if it will happen again. I don't know. But Marcia left in 2018. She retired at that point. And a few months later, you got me. And I am absolutely beyond measure blessed to serve this community. On our first, one of the first things that I did was do our 2019 World Day of Prayer, which was fabulous. We had representation from the leadership from the Baha'i community and the priest from the Hindu community. Arbith, what was his name? Priest Ganesh, right. And we even got to, he came here, and we were able to go to his temple. And how many of you went to the Hindu temple with us? It was fabulous. We got to do that again. But anyway, but we went there. So we had the leader from the Baha'i community. We had a leader from the Hindu temple. We had a leader from the Jewish community that was renting space here, which was Mordecai. And we had Debbie Martin, who did a ritual for representing the Native American tradition. And it was a lovely and all-day affair. And I joined because I welcome anyone who wants to serve here. I welcome you to serve with me. There's no ego in me whatsoever other than to allow this community to grow and flourish. And we're so blessed that I was able to do that ceremony with Reverend Lisa, she's not here today, and with Reverend Marcia. It was a great, great day to remember. And then remember how I said, I think I went up too fast. Hold on. Remember I said we had to do fun? We had to play together? Well, here are we doing our Tacky Tourist Taco Night. Boy, that was such a fun night. That was so great. We ate, and we dressed in our costumes, and we sang karaoke. We had a silent auction, and Patrick, where are you? Patrick kept winning everything. So, yeah, that was really, really great. And the winner of the contest that day were these three ladies down here, which was so much fun. Now that we're coming back, we were just on a roll. There was joy in this community. We were growing. As a matter of fact, we were already talking about we may need to have 2 services because I didn't have enough chairs to put everybody in the sanctuary. And so some of the people had to kind of, go over there to the cafe area. We were growing. We were rocking it. And we had some amazing guest speakers come in 2019, and some of them are right here. Daniel Nahmod came, and Stogood came, and it was just, we were full of life. Full of life. How many of you remember Daniel Nahmod and Stogood? Wasn't they great? There was a great energy here, happening here, and I loved it. And then we also did, let me see, what slide are we up to? We started our first drum circle. There were 30 people at that drum circle that day. That was amazing. It was so good. Remember how cold it was, Vicki? It was freezing. But we had a nice warm fire to warm us up. And, that drum circle is not going away. That drum circle will continue. We're having it this coming Saturday. So I encourage you to come. Come with your drums. Come with your tambourines. Come with whatever you have. And let's make a joyful noise together that will bless this grounds and bless each other. So this drum circle continued under the leadership of our beloved John Coco. That year, we also went to a picnic. How many went to the picnic? Woo! Boy, we ate so much. It was too much. The picnic was so great. We went up to Rainbow Springs, and I remember the climb to get there. Remember the climb? And everybody said to me, please, can we do the next one on our grounds? And I said, yeah, we'll do the next one on our grounds. We had a great time just connecting and fellowshipping and loving on each other. Just a great, great time. And then we continued. We had our Christmas Eve service. Boy, it was packed. Remember that day? I mean, there was no empty seat in the sanctuary. It was packed. And here was the cast of everyone. And Scotty, remember Scotty? Who provided us with such great music. We love you, Scotty, wherever you are. Lana and Tom Carpenter and Denise and Connie Townsend. They're no longer here in person. Lana will be returning. She called me recently. We had a nice little chat. But some of the others, Connie and Tom Carpenter are not here physically, but they are here. They are definitely, definitely here with us in spirit. And their love continues to shine on. And then just early March, we had just had our annual meeting, and we coordinated our board training, and we packed ourselves up. We had this wonderful, delightful energy. We were going to go get trained to be the very best board members that we can be for you. And we went out to Day Spring, and Martha Creek was our facilitator, our trainer. And she has continued to support this community by guiding us and leading us. She's always available to talk to us, to the board, and to myself. Matter of fact, I connect with her at least once a month, just to make sure, that she puts me in my place. But anyway, that was a great time, and we came back so energized. We came back. We had all these ideas. Those of you the board that trained this year. Knows Martha Creek, and if you're in her presence, she's a no-nonsense person. She is absolutely no-nonsense, and she will lead us and guide us and gave us great ideas. And that year, 2019, when we went to 2020, when we went to the board retreat, we were coming back with all those wonderful ideas. And then guess what happened? Yep, COVID came, and there was an abrupt closing down of everything. And we had to think quick. We had no time to slow down or even breathe, I felt like sometimes. How do we keep our beloved community connected? How do we keep them nurturing and knowing that we love them and that we're here for them? How do we do that? So we had to form, small groups, small encounter groups, and I had to learn how to create a studio at home. I kicked Joe out of the office, and we put lighting everywhere to try to figure it out. And for a while, there was just Michael and I doing this stuff, trying to get newsletters out, trying to get the Sunday service out, trying to engage in links so that we can form these encounter groups. And how many are here today that are still leading an encounter or were part of the encounter group? Look at these men and women. These were the part of the encounter group leaders that kept it together, kept reaching out. And the board started to write letters and send cards and make phone calls so that we could stay connected. And we had lots of work to do. And this is us now. We were working. We had to separate ourselves. We had to wear our masks. But the work never ended. We kept going. And boy, did we face challenges that year. Everything that could break in this building broke. Everything. We had the roof was leaking. We had a water main break. The refrigerator broke down. The air conditioner started to break down. There was a termite infestation. I mean, it was one thing after the other. Oh, and the toilets. Oh, God, don't even tell me about toilets again. But yet, you guys helped us get through it. You may not have been present, but it was your prayers and your tithes and your support, your encouragement kept us going, because this is the house that love built. And then we moved on to moving our services here. So it was just me and Scotty and the AV team. I want to thank the AV team. They are amazing. Under Michael's leadership, they came. Oh my goodness, they came, they would set up, and there was nobody here. And one Sunday, I kind of got a little sentimental, and I said, oh, I don't know, it feels so odd talking to empty chairs. And I wish I could see their faces. And Denise made copies of everyone's faces and pinned them to the chairs. I love you, Denise, wherever you are. We bless you. We hope you come back, because she was quite an amazing person to have with us. And she's doing very well, by the way. She's prospering and doing very well. She says she'll be back with us soon. And so we kept like that for a little while, and then we went into having our very first reopening in October. And if you could see, it was just a few of us, not too many, faithful that came. But we stuck it out, and it was such a joy to see real life people in the sanctuary. Oh my goodness. And then from there, I want to give thanks to those special angels that helped us during that time. Just sit back and watch this video.
For all the ways you touched my life, I honor you today. You are an angel in disguise, and so I say, thank you, 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 thank you.
Oh, prayer chaplains calling everyone.
Every day you give your heart, everyone can see it. Loving grace is who you are. I can feel it. So I say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful for everything, for each and every day. Each moment is a blessing. So the prayer
That's my brother fixing the air conditioners, in case you don't know.
is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. For my life, gracias. Thank you. For my friends, merci. Thank you. For my health, obrigada. Thank you. For my work,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
for regret,
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. It takes a village, and we came together. We did it. We came together, and we did what was ours to do. Understanding that God was our source and that we could not fail. We could not fail no matter what the circumstances were showing. And so we ended that period of time. We got everything fixed. We're ready to go. Now we're starting to open the church. Like I said, people are coming. And I did my very first post-COVID, oh, not COVID, it's not over yet, but anyway, my very first wedding. Yay! Yes, it had been a long time before I had officiated. Before COVID, I had all these, weddings to officiate, and now I had none. And so this was a joyous, wonderful event. So happy. Congratulations to Rita and Michael. Yay, thank you. And then we started to do the work that the community required us to do. Even though we were small in numbers, we did go ahead and do the Thanksgiving outreach, and we distributed that year 105 food bags to the county. And here are the people that were supporting. There's Tim bagging up all the bags and the food and everything that had to go with there. And then we got a little brave and we decided, okay, we're going to have a little play, here to bring a little joy and laughter. And we had the Charitable Sisterhood. And that person right there with the puckered lips, that's John Coco. And guess who this is? That's Leanne. That's Leanne. Yeah, and we had a time of joy and laughter. We had to do separation of chairs and everything, but we did it. With faith, we kept moving on. And then we had our Christmas Eve service. We didn't have too many people again because we were still distancing and wearing masks and all that, but we did it. That means that anything is possible. Anything is possible. And then we did our 2021, we did our Good Friday service, which was really good. That was really glorious. Costumes and all. We had a wonderful turnout that day, too. And then the following year, we did more. In 2020, no, we kept going. That was 2020. In 2021, that was last year, we started again with our Thanksgiving drive. And look at the cars. The cars went all the way down to 491. We gave out 125 food bags, and we didn't have enough. So I hope this year you will support us, that we can bless this community with giving more, because that's what we're here for. This is the house that love built, and we do everything with love. You'll be talking more about outreach that we do in the cafe later. Then we have our candlelight service, a little smaller crew, but we were there. You see my thing, my button is not button anymore. There we go. And another Good Friday service. Gary, you did an amazing job that day. That was beautiful. He prepared the Seder table. It was just lovely. We were coming back. We were energized. And this was our Easter, just recently we had a butterfly release, our sunrise service. And that was lovely too. To capture these memories is so important. So that's me, trying to plug myself in all kinds of different places, but with your help, I couldn't do this work without you. I couldn't. So in a way, we are all ministering together. This is what it means. I couldn't do this work without the board. Thank you to the 2022 board. We are so blessed by you. And we'll be making some announcements about board shifting and changes, but we'll do that next week. And our Unity staff. This is a fabulous staff. Woohoo! I tell you. And finally, what happened here? I think my finger got stuck. And these are now 4 licensed Unity teachers. Gary joined. So we have had a lot of challenges. And that is our future planning team. So when you go to the cafe today, we're going to share with you everything that this team gathered, all the information that they gathered. They're going to share with you. And this is the beginning of our going forward. If Sandra could have started with just 6 people in her home, and it led to this where we are today, there is nothing impossible. We can do all things through the Christ presence within us that strengthens us. And so we're going to be going from here in a few minutes to the cafe to continue to do the work. We have lunch for you, for those of you that RSVP'd. But I want to say, let's give each other a big round of applause, because we deserve to be celebrated. Yes. And what's coming is a lot greater. So Mary, I turn this over to you because you're doing... We have a song. Oh, I forgot I have a song. Okay. Okay, what do we have? Oh, you guys stand up. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. Our family. Come on, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Woo, yes. Get on, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by, and we fly like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can we be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love and a family dose. We are family. Hey, hey, hey. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get on, everybody, and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Come on, Kathy, here. Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we have for the future, and our goals inside. We know we don't get too fast. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family too. We are family. Sing it to me. I got all my sisters with me. Sing it to me. We are family. I can hear you. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got my sisters with me. I got all my sisters with me. Woo! Yay! All right. We are family, and there's nothing we cannot do together.
I don't think I've exercised that much in a long time. So everybody take a deep breath who's been dancing. Oh, that looks good, Bob. He'd put the basket on his head.
Just like a red hat.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, it's that time now in our service where we share our gratitude and can reflect on what we have done and what we will go forward in doing. So let's give thanks for all the abundance that we have received. For what you give makes it possible for us, Unity, to continue doing our outreach programs. So I ask you to take your blessing in your hands And say after me, Thine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I send forth this gift with my blessings and my love. And so, a very short prayer. Divine Spirit, we thank you for this offering. We know it is given in love and received in love, and it moves through this ministry doing good out into the world as divine love, that each giver is blessed. We know this is the law, and so it is. Thank you, God. Now, let us affirm our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us, and the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. Power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today, and I will see you all in Fellowship Hall. And Reverend Luz has some announcements for us.
Very, very, very quick. In the interest of time, because I know we have a lot to do in the cafe, if you RSVP'd, we'll go straight to the cafe, you check in and pick up your lunch, okay? If you want to attend and you didn't RSVP, allow those people to go first, and then, whatever, if there's room, please feel free to join us. So the real big announcement is, Junebug's just had a birthday. She's 89. Woohoo! So we want to celebrate her. And also I want to remind you that the Simple Truth classes begin next Sunday morning, Gary, right? 9:30? 9:30, so you'll go there and then you'll be all filled up and come here. It's only once a month, so go take your first class on Simple Truth this Sunday and then come into the sanctuary for a great service. And the following week, July 10th, we have a guest speaker, and you'll see more about him. Reverend Deidre is a wonderful speaker. He's going to really touch your soul, so please support that and come here. And finally, we are going to announce the High Watch. They will be available, the prayer chaplains are available to pray with you today, and you could recognize them by their stole. They have the purple stole on. So let us continue our celebration. We'll sing the peace song, and I will meet you in the cafe. And I bless you, and I thank you for visiting with us today in our joyful celebration. Come back when we have a normal service. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Blessings to each and every one of you. I'll meet you by the lobby over there.